Okay, so now we're going to look at the tools we're going to be using in this classroom. What you see here is the same thing that each of you have in the toolkit that was provided for your class fee. So the first tool we have here is called a pin tool. They call it a pin tool because it's got a pin at the end. You can also call it a needle tool. It's made of metal. It's pretty durable. It has a very pointy, sharp tip. Be very careful with it. Please do not stab it in the table, throw it at your neighbor, throw it in the walls, etc. It is used for carving, cutting things out, usually slabs, slipping and scoring. Has many different uses. Can also be used for maybe making tiny little details inside a piece if need be. Now the next tool to its left is called a ribbon tool. It gets its name because it has these two loops at the end. As you see, there's a round one on this end and a square one on this end. Now you use this to carve into the body of clay, and the shape that comes out of the clay kind of curls out like a ribbon, so that's why it's called a ribbon tool. This can be used for carving out the bottom of a piece, for making grooves in the side of the piece to make some nice texture, which you'll be doing with your pinch pots. Lots of good purposes. Now this tool right here is called a modeling tool. This is kind of a general use tool. On one end you see it's got a beveled edge, and the other end it's round. You can use this for creating designs, smoothing out the sides of pieces, reaching into corners and crevices and cracks where your fingers can't really reach. This works really good for smoothing in coils on the inside of a piece. Now here we have two ribs. One's metal and one's wood. Now the one on the top is made of wood, and by the way, these get their names from animal ribs, which used to be used in ancient times. Now this one's pretty strong. As you can see, it has a curved edge on one side and a flat edge on the other. This will be used to smooth out things. Now you can use this to smooth out your coil pots. You can use it to smooth the inside of pinch pots, to help you create a seal when you slip and score. All kinds of good stuff. Now this other rib is made of metal. Now the nice thing about this rib is it's flexible. You can really use the contour of the rib to help smooth out things in the inside of containers. You can also use it as a cutting tool if you need to. But really it's just good for finishing details, whereas the other rib is stronger. It can really smooth out big things. That's good for small things. Now this guy is called a loop tool, also known as a bird's head tool, because if you look at it, it kind of looks like a bird's head. Now this has the same purpose of the ribbon tool, except much larger. It can be used to smooth out the side of a piece, take off excess large pieces of clay, hollow out the bottom of a piece, because remember, we don't want solid pieces, and whatever else you can find it for. And this last tool right here, as you can see, is a long wire that strands between two little wooden handles. This is called a wire tool. Now this tool, first and foremost, is used for cutting clay off the block. You can use it for cutting clay off the spout of the pug mill, and it can really be used for cutting off anything else you need in general. And that's your basic toolkit.